This leads to the next question, which is, what are some good suggestions for networking? And I would say building those referrals.
Well, let me start if on this one, if I could. Opportunities like this are fantastic, and you probably have exposure to all sorts of different networking events. But think about this as well. And I ask people to kind of put in perspective the benefits of the networking events, which are very beneficial, but also think about more close to home. You'd be surprised how effective your networking efforts can be when you talk to people that are in your neighborhood, your next door neighbor. Sometimes a 15-minute discussion, with a next door neighbor can lead to finding out that the person works at a company that you may be interested in, that may know somebody that's looking for work. The people that you meet in your daily life that you may not think can provide that avenue to your next job are exactly the people that can provide that to your next job. So participate in certainly every networking activity you can, but also look close to home.
Yeah, I guess just to add to it, don't be shy. Like I said, like you're in a neighborhood or you're at a function with your kids, and it's just one or two little questions of not prying, because there's that fine line of like trying to get a reference to a family member and those things where people go, oh, he's going to ask me again or whatever. But there's a fine line of just talking to people and then figuring out there might be some connection here. You can end up using, always searching, but it's just conversations with people, and it is amazing. You can strike up a conversation with a person anywhere, out to dinner or on the L or something, and boom, there's a connection. I mean, I'm in sales, so I'm more attuned to that, nowadays. But I'm sometimes two questions away with a lot of clients from knowing this person's cousin, or going on vacation where they go on vacation, and it's true. It happens all the time, and it's just little questions that aren't prying or anything, and maybe it's just my personality, but yeah, you get right to you find a connection. There's just a lot of things, but it's really just not being shy, talking to people, and somehow you find, you just find that one lucky angle where somebody might be able to help you out too.
I think Dan and Jerry have done an excellent job with the question. I would just add to it is that once you are established and you have roots in an organization, or whether it's a company or even a community organization, start collecting names and organize those names and have something that you build upon as your career progresses. I think Dan and Jerry and myself can attest to people who we haven't talked to for 10 years reaching out to us, who we will probably work with our network to try to see what we can do to help them, just based on the fact that we did work with a person 10 years ago. So it's an ongoing process to keep that contact list, and the deeper it is, the more opportunities you're going to have.
You can find people you knew 10 years ago on LinkedIn and other things.
Oh, that's
I mean, you could just start. You leave here and you start thinking, well, when I worked at this place way back when, or when I first went to school, I remember these folks in my class, and you can look them up, or in the alumni website. But yeah, there's so many tools now. Rich was talking about, I worked in Medicare systems. I traveled all the time. I was part of work groups. I kept all these phone lists. Now I sell, and I create jobs for people. And I open clients in Florida. All these people are part of these user groups I would travel to. I have their phone numbers. And now they've been promoted. It's been 12 years. They're in different jobs. And now I sell to them and have relationships with them and bring consultants and put them on jobs with them. The networks can go way back. You can remember who people are and find them. See what they're doing. It'll already tell you before you call them or look them up. It says what their profession is now, and you can decide if you want to call them. So, yeah, it's really digging and networking.
Take advantage of the social networking capabilities that are available to all of us today. A lot of benefit with minimal effort. With the two companies that I was helping the gentleman with, one, he was on a project in a past life with a person who now worked at that company he wanted to work for. So he was able to use that person to get the contact information for the hiring manager. And in the other, we went through human resources. It was too easy. You know, a simple phone call, and we were able to find out who the hiring manager was.